You know why we're here. You know why we're in this game. Kaiju No.8. I'm going to do a character guide on him right now. I have 5 star. You can select one 5 star in the very beginning. He was the one I selected first. I have 3 total, but I will go through his kit right now, and then I'll go through the actual character side story for Kaiju No.8. So let's just get to the video. Hi guys, I'm Gravity here, and this is a Kaiju No.8, the game video. In this video, I'm going to go through, this is my first character guide, so forgive if it's a little bit haphazard as I go through it, but I'm going to go through the stats and the skills of Kaiju No.8, and then I'm going to go into his side story, saying as I completed the main story. This video may actually come out before I release the main story videos. There's going to be like 3 or 4 of those where I complete the entire main story. Spoiler alert. But this is now where I'm going to work on him. So I have him level 40. I'm very, very much in the beginning of the game, but to be fair, the game only just came out. With Kaiju No.8, one of the funny things is, and I will just point this out because I'm going to do the Hoshina guide next, is that he doesn't have any weapons. So there's no weapons assigned to him. There's the uni parts don't get assigned to him. For the other, and this is something to be aware of, I'm just going to say it, there is Kafka Habino, who is a 4-star version of Kaiju No.8. On his skills, he does change into Kaiju No.8. However, he starts off in this form. You can use uni parts on him, or uni. I don't know if I should say uni or uni. He also does have a weapon for when he's in his regular form. But for Kaiju No.8, he does not use uni parts. He does not have any weapons. It's just him. And then here are his stats. So his HP is at 830, as I am at level 40. 830, attack is 643, defense 443, and speed 102. When comparing that to Hoshina, I'm checking speed, actually, mostly. It's up to 110. Now, here's a difference that you're going to notice. He has Ascension up 1, which is going to add to their stats. In a different way. So for Ascension, when I get a dupe of my rank 5 star Kaiju No.8, I will unlock this next ability, which is after activating a normal attack, this unit's ultimate gauge will go up plus 30. So that's helping get him to his ultimate ability a lot faster. Let's see, number 2, weight of fighting spirit. After turn arrives, randomly removes one of the unit's debuffs. Don't use this on people. Normal attack, combat skill level plus 2. Normal attack, combat level skill plus 2. So that's just going to be harder hitting on those skills. After activating normal attack, recovers this unit's HP by 10% of attack. I like this a lot. This is on Kaiju derived recovery. I kind of want to check real quick. 10% of attack. So attack is going to be here. So I'm adding 64 to 83. That's not that bad. The pools of HP and attack are not that different for him. Okay. All right. Okay. We're cool with it. We're cool with it. We're cool with it. Next, on number 5, Dai Kaiju True Power. Ultimate passive skill. Follow-up skill are level 2 now. Ultimate passive skill, follow-up skill are max level 2 now. Okay. And then Overflowing Fighting Spirit. At the start of battle, applies 1 stack of Fighting Spirit to the unit. Fighting Spirit, max stat count 2. Special status Fighting Spirit increases this unit's damage dealt and ultimate damage multiplier. So that's what Fighting Spirit does. Now, going back after doing the Ascension and checking his stats, I'm going to go to his skills. Now, I've upgraded his passive skill a little bit. Heads up, what you're using to upgrade them in terms of level is the same thing you'll use to upgrade them in terms of skill. So it's this piece here. And these are distinguished between, I think it's attacker, defender, and support. Just to be like completely transparent on that. Now, on the Daijube's punch. Daijube. I'm saying like Daijob and Daijube and Kaiju all at once. Daijube Desne? Yeah. Anyway, Dai Kaiju's punch deals blunt damage equal to 55% of the unit's attack to a single kaiju. After attacking, has a 100% chance to apply taunt to the target. So when I do this attack, it's going to apply taunt to the target for 1 turn. That's good to know. Applies 11% plus 11% for 1 turn on this unit, so it makes him a little bit thicker. When attacking a miniature class kaiju that has less than 50%, that has 50% or less remaining HP, inflicts definite defeat on the target. I guess that means that they're just gonna immediately die. Unyielding Fist is what this is called. Deals blunt damage equal to 120% of the unit's attack to a single kaiju. Definite incapacitates the target. So that's what definitive defeat does. Okay, so that's the combat skill coming up second. The ultimate. Before attacking, applies blunt damage dealt plus 32% for 2 turns, and then crit damage plus 44% for 2 turns to this unit. So we want him to crit. Deals blunt damage equal to 253% of this unit's attack to a single kaiju. That is nice. We like. And then the passive skill, which is, I've only really enhanced like passive skills so far. This character cannot equip weapons and uni parts. After activating normal or attack combat, or after receiving an attack, applies 1 stack of fighting spirit to this unit, max 5. The fighting spirit, this unit's attack increases by plus 3.6%, damage 3.6%, and then the multiplier is 7.2%. Now there are these other additional passives that they have that get unlocked when you reach certain levels. So this will unlock when I get to 60, and this is going to be when I get to 80. Unyielding Tenacity, I think this happened when at level 40. This unit's attack is plus 27%. At the start of battle, applies defense plus 35% for 3 turns to this unit. So it's going to be beefier and thicker at the start of battle. Full Power Fist, this is when I get to level 60. This unit's crit rate is plus 19%. We like that because of what we were talking about with the crit stats over here. Ultimate damage multiplier. That's just on his follow-up attack, which happens when the core is exposed from the buddy that you're running with. I saw something here. Oh yeah, crit damage is plus 44%. So we want crit chance to be increased. That 19% is very welcome. And then the unit's ultimate damage dealt is plus 15%. And then at the end, Kaiju's Hardened Skin. This unit's speed is plus 16. After activating combat skill, applies crit rate plus 15% to this unit. All right, so there's his kit. I want to get back to more stats. That's what I was looking for. So we have attack right now plus 136. His crit rate is currently at 8.2%. Crit damage is 50%. That's nice. We're going to ignore the other stats because they're all zeros. The blunt damage dealt, which I think he's trying to deal mostly blunt damage, is 0% right now. It's a lot of stats in here. But right now, what I'm mostly concerned about is the crit rate and the crit damage. And I want this crit rate to go up. I would love to level him up a little bit more, but I cannot, not until I go ahead and farm these materials. Okay, so I did the story mode, and really the story mode is click-through content. It's just a bunch of story that you read through. There's no combat. So I've come in here to training to show off or show him a little bit in action, I guess, and to get through the plate discussion, which is that, as you guys will know, and maybe I'll do a video on this as well, every Honju, Yoju, Kaiju, they have different plates on them, and those plates can be eliminated based on a certain type of attack that they'll take. Now, once you do that, you can expose their core a lot easier. I think you can still do it, still expose their core without getting rid of all the plates if you do like a really, really, really hard hit. But the quickest way to do that is to get rid of their plates. So basically, right here, and actually we'll exit out of this real quick so I can show you the plates themselves. You'll see here on, well, let me go back just to show you. You'll see here, where was it? Was it only on that one thing that I just saw? I was trying to show it skills, sorry. No, still not there. All right, let me go back out. So you'll see here, right here, this is giving you the type of attack that he's doing. It's a physical attack and it's blunt. Now, the reason I'm going to show it to you here is you can always click up at the top. And now I see that the type of plate that this kaiju has, I think it's a Yonju, has, is it is going to be able to be eliminated by any type of physical damage. So because he has blunt damage that is categorized as physical, this plate takes any physical, so we can knock this plate off him, well, at least one layer of it. try to get 2 layers off of it, expose the core, sending them back in the turn order, and then making them more susceptible to damage, right? So this is physical play, then you have the elemental, and then you have the common. And then these are the associates with it. So he does do blunt physical damage, right? Now let's go back here. Now that he's already started up, you see the defense up is plus 35% here. When I go to his stats, you'll see like when we were first looking at him, you saw that his attack was plus 136, but now you see the defense is plus 155 because of that increased 35% defense. And then over to skills. I believe that's everything I needed to show you guys here. Oh yeah, and they're giving you like what happens in the skill. It's just a magnifying glass so you can read it better. All right, cool. So now we'll go back, and I think I'm gonna hit them with this. He's already exposed. Let's go ahead and get this plate off of him. We'll do this, and then we'll just put it on auto. Now, the type of character that they are, whether it's attack, support, or defense, is going to determine the type of materials that can be used to upgrade them, right? So, I don't know if I'm farming that here or not, but we'll get to it. All right, so here I am in training. That is where I was before when I was attacking those Yoju and Honju in the game. This is where I'm going to be farming resources. I'm doing more of like a kind of a quasi beginner's guide in this because this is my first character guide. So I'm kind of giving like a little bit more of the logic behind it. So I guess this could count as like a episode 0 to the beginner's guide. But then you have the defense forces, defense force manuals that you're going to use to level up your characters. The Kaiju Might, which is going to be used to level up the weapons, and then the credits that use to pay for everything. Then you have the role material. This is what I was speaking of before. Kaiju number 8, the one that we're looking at now in this character guide, is an attacker. So we're going to need these in order for us to level him up and to level up his weapons, which he has no weapons. Then you have support, of course. That is Honshi, well, one of my Honshi. And then defender, I cannot remember his name. I think it's Koda. I have one defender. So these are the materials going to be used to level them up. As far as Honju neutralization, you have different types of like gear that you can put on them. This does not apply to Kaiju number 8. We'll get to this when it comes to maybe Kafka. Maybe Kafka's the guide I'll do that for. Attribute material. This is also used when leveling up, but this is also for weapons. So blunt weapon would be the choice here, except he don't got no weapons. So I'm not using that. Identify Kaiju neutralization. I think this is just extra play. And then Uni materials, again, these are the materials that are going to be equipped to your characters. Kaiju number 8 needs none of this. So when I do my next guide, which I think I'll do Honshi, 5-star, and then we have Kikuru. She is also a 5-star that I have. I'll be able to get into these in more detail. But for the time being right now, I will, for Kaiju number 8, like if I'm generally speaking about just developing him, of course, get the defense manuals, the credits. Come through, you need the attacker. Neutralization, I think you just get rewards for clearing this stuff. I will get, this was slash material. This is for fire attribute. So that's not even giving me what I need there. Lizard type for the Uni parts. So me actually going at this guy again does not help me from a Kaiju number 8 perspective. This slash stuff right here will help me for Hoshina later on. So we'll go back out here. So there's actually like not really a point in me doing this with regards to Kaiju number 8. There's no point in me doing that. Coming back here, like I said, this is used for weapons, so no point in me doing that for him as well. Kaiju number 8 actually seems to be the character that requires the least amount of resources to level up, which might make him the most free-to-play beginner player friendly. Because you don't have to do much. You just level him up and he's strong. And hits like a Mack truck. So that is Kaiju number 8's guide. I think he is, if I'm going for it, like I think he is probably the best to start with or to try to go for, because you don't have anything else you have to worry about in terms of, you know, Uni parts, in terms of weapons, any of that stuff. He's just straight like he is. And now I can focus on him, do some mistakes, do some good things, whatever, but not be too worried about mistakes that I made, because I'll have 2. And I always know that he'll be okay so long as I level him up. So Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, if subscribing and dislike, I'm okay with that as well. I'll see you guys next time.